Cardano creator and IOHK founder Charles Hoskinson, who helped bring the first cryptocurrency project to Switzerland as the co-creator of Ethereum, recently delivered a keynote speech at Davos to describe how cryptocurrencies are set to upend the most fundamental aspects of today's global financial system. A trained mathematician, Hoskinson says he still doesn't understand the world of local regulations that impose a mosaic of restrictions on transactions. In his view, blockchain and crypto do it better, and they expose today's friction from an elaborate patchwork quilt of rules that govern how money flows. When I entered this industry, I had no idea about words like Camel, anti-money laundering, and kick, know your customer, and all these other things. They were just mysterious, arcane concepts. And they still are mysterious, arcane concepts because the reality is they are utterly unnecessary. They should go away at some point. The whole world is changing. We're going from fragmented, siloed markets that live within the borders of countries to one global market, and instead of talking about the American markets or the European markets or the Asian markets, we're just talking about one global system, and it is being led by protocols, intelligent protocols. It is a really incredible thing to see all this emerging complexity grow. Recently, I was in Mongolia. I love Mongolia. It is one of my favorite countries. You see on my Twitter feed a nice little eagle on my shoulder or something like that. And I was out in the outskirts, and we saw this herd of camels. I used to own a camel. So I went over to the camel herder, and we commiserated on the wonders and horrors of camels. And he asked me what I did for a living, and I said, I'm a cryptocurrency guy. He said, cryptocurrencies, you mean like Bitcoin? I said, yes. And he says, I own some Bitcoin. A camel herding nomad in Mongolia owns this. It is here to stay. 10+ years into the grand experiment of Bitcoin, Hoskinson says there are major takeaways beyond recognizing that the industry is polarizing and that the markets are volatile. Crypto is able to deconstruct transactions and commerce, boiling them down into a common set of principles. Add computer scientists to the equation who are capable of creating complex code that handles massive computational power reaching every corner of the world, and today's global financial system looks and smells outdated, sluggish, and defined by layers of uncoordinated efforts, platforms, and pieces. Says Hoskinson, every single market can unify together. At the heart of things, transactions have 5 properties. They carry assets. And assets can be anything. They can be information. They can be data. They can be property. They can be a representation of one's will, like a vote. They can be gold. They can be stock, money. But assets, why should you differentiate them? It is just a flag and metadata. Second, you have identity. Every transaction is one to one to many, many to one, many to many, but there are actors. There are identities. From this movement we've created something called the DID standard. Digital identifier. It is a pretty amazing thing, you should look it up, self-sovereign identity. Third, we have metadata, the story of transactions. Why did you make it? Where did you make it? When did it happen? Was it next to the pasta shop or the brothel? Tells you a lot about the nature of the transaction. Then we have contracts. What are the terms and conditions? Can you get a refund? What is the fine print? You may have the term smart contract, that is where the machine can understand it. Transactions always live within some sort of regulatory framework, and oftentimes many regulatory frameworks. We generally don't care because we just care about whichever regulations tend to impact us the most. It is the US regulations or the Chinese regulations or the Euro. You can read full post on CryptoFans News, link available in text below.